Good morning, fifth graders. So instead of editing your stories today, I am not ready to give them to you. I haven't had enough time to edit everybody's, but I want to make sure that you guys will be ready to edit and fix your stories so that they are the best they can be. So we're going to do the following. I'm going to put this document that you see right now in your folders tomorrow. So when you open up your folder, you're going to see a story. And it's just going to say document 9 in there. Now, what I'm going to have you do, or what I'm going to show you how to do, is how to fix my story using the appropriate tools that Microsoft Word has. And so you can tell I purposely made some errors throughout the story. I'm missing a title, I'm missing my name on here. The picture is not in the right spot, and then at the very end you're going to add 2 sentences of your own to kind of finish part of the story. So I'm going to read it first, and then I'm going to show you how to go through it and fix everything. So the story goes, I had never been to Guatemala before. My father left when he was 17 and never looked back. My grandmother was really sick with cancer, and I had never met her before. My cousin Lydia had called me, urging me to visit before the sickness killed her. I had made up my mind. I needed to go and see my father's country and his mother. I had heard so many warm tales about her tamales negros and how she would sing him to sleep. I remember the first time I walked into my grandmother's small brick home. It smelled like wood burning and old newspapers. I imagined her house must have been beautiful when she could clean it and keep it maintained. But the house was in ruins. The walls were stained with dried blood. Lydia told me she found grandmother's hands cut up, and grandmother couldn't remember how or why she would have hurt herself. I walked into her bedroom, and she lay sleeping on her ancient mattress, 1,000 wrinkles upon her face. She said my name 3 times, Andrea, Andrea, Andrea. Her sweet, cool voice gave me chills. I sat there and listened to her stories of her youth, watching her tears streak her tired cheek. I decided to stay on an old cot in the living room. She didn't have any electricity in her home, so there were a few candles lit on top of the mantel. I tried sleeping, but could not. I kept having an uneasy feeling come over me, like something terrible was going to happen, and it did. I heard a small girl crying and immediately rose to see where the noise was coming from. I walked to the corner of the living room near a large window where grandmother kept pictures of my father as a child. It was strange because there were many photographs of him with a younger girl. Must be a cousin, I thought out loud. The crying had stopped and I saw it in the window, outside, and peering in at me. A young girl with cloudy red eyes, her mouth wide open like she was trying to scream, I... ... So I read it to you so you've got an idea and a feeling of how, the vibe, the atmosphere of the story, because you're going to end up finishing the story by adding maybe 2 to 3 sentences to make it complete. But before you do that, we need to make sure that we fix some of these mistakes, because there are a bunch of little squiggly lines, and when there are squiggly lines, it means you need to fix stuff. So first, you notice Guatemala, it's probably not capitalized, and it's lowercase, and it's a country, so you need to right-click over it, and it's probably going to suggest the correct suggestion to you, which is capitalize it. So I'm going to do the same here. My father's left, that doesn't make sense. It should be my father. So actually, they didn't give you the right one. So my father left, you're going to have to read it out loud to yourself to really see what is the right word in that case. So my father left when he was 17. Okay, and that squiggly line should go away, but let's see. Okay, there you go. My father left when he was 17 and never looked back. Okay, perfect. So I needed to go and see my father's country. That's possessive. So we need to see, oh, yep, there it is, that apostrophe S. So make sure you fix that. I had heard so many warm tales about her tamales negros. Now, here's the thing with, you're going to have to ignore both of these things, because this is a Spanish word, and so right now you see that it says English United States, so it's only recognizing English words. So in that case, you can ignore the red squiggly line, or sometimes when you're writing in one language but you want to include a word in another language, people highlight the word and they italicize it, which is this little I thing over here. So I actually want you guys to try that out. So that basically tells the reader this is from another language. So, and how she would sing him to sleep. Now, I did a period and an exclamation mark, so they're probably telling us choose one, so it's probably a period. So now I'm going to scroll down, and you got to be careful because look, this red squiggly line's tiny, but that I definitely needs to be capitalized. And let me read it out loud one more time. It says, "It smelled like wood burning in old newspapers. I imagined her house." Oh, this is a run-on sentence. I should have a period here. Okay. Oh, I see they forgot to do a little squiggly line here, but here's an extra space, so I need to make sure I close that in. So there should be only one space between were and stained. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. I can see electricity is misspelled, so I'm going to right click over it, and there's the correct spelling. Now I have this cool picture of a ghost girl in a window. Oh, ignore that sound. There's that picture of that girl in that window, and it's a ghost, so I'm going to fix it. So I have to click it because I should have put it in here, and I saw that a lot of you guys did this, so this is why I'm showing you now. So you right click over it and you click cut, and then you go inside of this box and you click paste, and so that looks better, but still I want to move it up a little bit, or I can move it down because you guys are going to add something anyway. So now I'm going to right click over this, and I'm going to click, let's see where it is. So click over the line, and then I click format shape. And for you guys it's going to look a little different, but you're going to look for the one that says line, and then you click no line or no color. And so now that pesky line is gone, and I think it looks better without the line. Now the last thing you're going to do, besides finish the story with 2 or 3 sentences, is you're going to add a nice title. So to do that, you go to the Insert tab, and you go to Word Art, and mine's a little less fancy. You guys most of you have the fancy one, but I'm just going to choose one just to show you. So you move it up a little bit, and this is where they want you to type, so you can highlight it, and you can name my story whatever you want. It's up to you, but I'm going to name the story The Girl in the Window. And usually when it's the title of a story in English, you want to capitalize the following like that, The Girl in the Window. And you should also have a byline, which tells me who the story is by. So I'm going to write by, and you're going to have to add that too, by Miss Maldonado, and you can include yourself since you're finishing my story. Now, one more thing, which I totally overlooked, but each of these paragraphs are indented because it's a new paragraph. The third one is not, so you need to make sure you click in front of it and click tab in order to indent. And once you're done, you want to save it in your folder to show me that you know how to correct a Microsoft Word document that has a ton of mistakes, and how you can fix a picture and finish my story for me.